here. First is definition, random experiment. What is a random experiment? A random experiment is any well-defined procedure that produces an observable outcome that could not be perfectly predicted in advance. So that's why it's called as random. Random means what? Which I don't know, right? Means I don't know. Let's get some examples over here. For example, suppose tomorrow, where will be the Nifty, Sensex or stock market? Nifty tomorrow, I don't know. What will happen of the Russia-Ukraine war? I don't know. Neither anyone in this world knows. So these are called as random. Means what? Well-defined procedure that produces an observable outcome that could not be perfectly predicted in advance. Here, it cannot be perfectly. Here, perfectly is an important word. I can predict some outcome of this. Suppose if I know that today the Reliance share is at 2500 and it is going up. So I can definitely predict that it will be in the range of tomorrow 2500 to 2600. Roughly I can tell you that much. But I can't be perfectly sure that it will be 25, 27 tomorrow. I can't be sure about this. So a random experiment is any well-defined procedure that produces an observable outcome. Observable means I should be able to observe it. I should be able to study from it. A random experiment must be well defined to eliminate any vagueness or surprises. Well defined means whenever I am giving some observation about, let's say, the same Reliance share. If I am giving some observation about the Reliance share, so it should be well defined. Means what? I must know the basics, how much it rises every day. Suppose if the Reliance share is rising every day by, let's say, 12 rupees, okay, or let's say by 1% every day. So in that case, what can I tell you? I can definitely tell you that 25%, 1% of this 2500 is what? 25 rupees. So I can definitely tell you that the stock will rise to around 25. So that's why I can tell you the range is 25-27 roughly. Isn't it? I can tell you the range is like it can be from 25.20 to 25.30. So this is known as the range. Why did I give this range? Because I might be knowing that the Reliance share is rising every day by 1%. So 1% of 2500 comes to 2500 into 1%. So it is 25 rupees. So that's why I can add these 25 rupees and give you the answer. Similarly, if the Reliance share is in the downtrend, is going down and it is going down by 1% every day. So again, I can tell you 2500 into 25. So it will be in the range of somewhere 2470 to 2480, right? That is the range, because the exact answer is coming at 2575. So it cannot be perfectly predicted in advance, but some guess I can do. But for that, I need to have the study well defined. Okay. Everyone download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. In this app, you will be getting the premium study material plus live classes, ebooks, tests, everything. Whatever we need for clearing JIB and CAIIB, you'll get it over here. So that's why download it immediately. What is a sample space? The sample space S of a random experiment is defined as all set of all possible outcomes of that experiment. So set of all possible outcomes means what? Suppose, let's say, I'll ask you one simple question. Suppose, imagine I'm having four numbers. Okay. So four numbers in the sense, let me give you, suppose 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are the four numbers. Okay. Now these are total numbers which I am having. Now if I ask you the probability of getting an odd number over here, odd number is what? So probability means what? If I have to get the odd number, I have to know first what are the total number of total numbers. So probability is always what? Possible outcomes, means whatever are the positive things. Okay. So probability equals to actually required, whatever is required. Okay. Or success, required or success you can call it, upon total sample space. So what is the sample space over here? The sample space over here is all the numbers which I am having, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the sample space over here is 4. But what is required over here? Required means odd. If I want odd, it means there are only 2 odd numbers. So if I have to select an odd number from this, so I'll have to select from these two only. So required equals to 2. So probability becomes 2 upon 4, that is 1 upon 2. So the point over here was, what is sample space? Sample space is the total number of elements which I am having. Okay. Suppose if I have to select, let's say 2 students out of 60 students. 2 students out of 60. 60. Okay. What does it mean? What is my sample space? Everyone type in the comment section. What is my sample space? Yeah. What is my sample space over here? 2 students out of 60. So my sample space is correct, 60. This is my sample space. What is my success? My success is 2. So my probability will be 2 upon 60. Got it? So sample space, remember, it means set of all possible outcomes, all possible. Okay. In a random experiment, the outcomes are also known as sample points, are mutually exclusive. They cannot occur simultaneously. So these points are always this exclusive means what? Suppose if I select one student, okay, or means if I select suppose 2 students. So 2 students out of 60 means any 2. So others won't be selected because I have to select only 2. So that's why it's called as exclusive. When one is, they cannot occur simultaneously. Okay. When one student is selected, the other student cannot be selected in that case. That is known as exclusive event. Event. Event means banking event means a declaration of banking moratorium or any suspension, waiver, deferral or repudiation of payments by banks with respect to the indebtedness or deposits in the relevant jurisdiction. Very big definition and confusing one, but it's very simple. Suppose if I ask you, we are going for a marriage. What is that marriage happening? That marriage is an event, something happening. Suppose if I am going for some exam, so that is an event. Okay. Anything is an event whenever some people gather there or something is happening important over there. So banking event means declaration of banking moratorium. Moratorium means what? Not giving, means delaying the payment, right? So bank allows delaying the payment in case of these problematic situations like this COVID, okay, or any suspension, waiver, deferral. So suspension, waiver or deferral, even that is done over here. Suspension means not don't pay this. Waiver don't pay for a time being, and waiver means don't pay at all. That is known as waiver. Or repudiation of the payment. Repudiation means the same, that do not pay. So this generally happens during the election times. Government gives the waiver of loans for farmers generally many a times. Okay, so this is an event. Got it? So what is an event? Declaration of banking moratorium or any suspension or waiver, deferral or repudiation of payments with respect to the indebtedness of deposit. Indebtedness means the one who is indebted. Who is indebted? This is generally the borrower. Borrower is indebted. Okay, borrower. Right. So this borrower is given this moratorium or suspension or waiver. Okay. Understand the difference between waiver. Waiver is not paying at all. Suspension or moratorium means paying at a later date, but you have to pay. But in waiver, you should not pay at all. Okay. So indebtedness or deposits in the relevant jurisdiction. Everyone subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. In this channel, you will be getting the latest updates on JIB and CAIIB, and importantly, free YouTube series on all the subjects of JIB and CAIIB. Now, what do you mean by free YouTube series? Right now, you are watching what? You are watching the same free YouTube series. So you'll get it over there in the same channel, Officers Adda 24/7. So click on this, subscribe now, click on the bell button, click on this like button, okay? Share it with your friends, okay? Mutually exclusive events. These are mutually exclusive things that are mutually exclusive are not able to occur simultaneously. They can't occur simultaneously. In business, this is typically concerning the undertaking of a project or allocating a budget. Means what? Exclusive means what? They cannot occur simultaneously. Means what? Suppose in the business, take an example. I'm having a budget of, let's say, 100 crores. Okay. Out of this budget of 100 crores, let's say I can just start a new project. New project. Okay. Or second is pay bonuses to my employees. Pay bonus to my employees. So these are both exclusive events. Okay. Exclusive means what? See this. They cannot occur simultaneously. Either I'll have to give 100 crores for the project, or I'll have to give this 100 crores for paying for bonus to the employees. So they can't occur at the same time. So that's why these events are called as mutually exclusive. In business, this is typically concerning the undertaking of projects or allocating our budget, right? Undertaking the project or allocating a budget. If two things are mutually exclusive, it means the existence or occurrence of one does not necessarily mean that other cannot coexist. It means what? Both the things, starting a new project and paying bonus to the employees. So both the things can exist at the same time. But the point is over here, I don't have budget. Here, bonus to the employees is a regular feature. Starting a new project is regular feature. So it doesn't mean though these two do not coexist. They exist. But I don't have funds. I have funds for only one project today. So either I can do this or I can do this. So this is known as mutually exclusive event. Okay. Very important one. Now let's see some examples, numericals. In how many ways 3 pencils can be selected from 5 pencils? What is this? 3 pencils out of 5 pencils. Okay. So here I can give you 1000 examples over here. 3 means what? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are 5 pencils. So out of these 5 pencils, I can select 1, 2, 3, or I can select 1, 2, 3, or I can select 1, 2, 3. Anything is possible. So I can have various combinations. Which are the combinations? How many combinations are possible? This is one combination. This is second combination. This is third. How many such combinations are possible? So this you get it through combinations. Combination. There are two things always in this probability. Okay. One is permutation and second is combination. Permutation and combination. Okay. Now remember, in combination what happens? In combination we are not concerned with the order of these pencils. Means either this pencil will be first, this will be first, or this. They can be anywhere. Okay. So if you name them A, B, C, D and E. So I can have the pencils like A, B, C, this combination, or within this combination I can have B, A, C, or within this combination I can have C, A, B, or others also. There can be more than this, C, B, A, anything it can be. So remember, this is known as combination where the order is not important. Order not important. This is known as combination. Okay. And in permutation, the order is important. So what is the formula for combination? Formula for combination is n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. This is the formula for combination. What is the formula for permutation? N factorial upon n minus r factorial. This is the formula for permutation. But here I won't be using permutation now because the order is not asked. Whether A pencil is first or B is first or C is first, not asked. So I'll use this formula. What is n? N means total number of pencils. How many pencils are there? So how many pencils are there? So n equals to 5. What is r? R means how many, what is the success required by me? So r equals to over here 3 because 3 pencils are required. So what is my formula now? So it becomes 5 factorial divided by, what is this? 3 factorial into 5 minus 3 factorial. Okay. So what is the answer over here? 5 factorial means what? Factorial means what? Suppose if I say 2 factorial, it means what? 2 into 1. Suppose if I say 3 factorial, it means what? 3 into 2 into 1. Suppose if I say 4 factorial, it means what? So 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. What does it mean? Factorial means multiplying the numbers up to 1, starting from this number and going backwards. So here my answer will be, it will be like this: 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Similarly over here, 3 factorial. So 3 into 2 into 1. Don't solve it now. And this 5 minus 3 is 2 factorial. So that is 2 into 1. 2 factorial. Now go on cancelling. This gets cancelled with this. 2 1s are 2 2s are. So the answer is 10. So in 10 different ways, I can select 3 pencils out of 5 pencils. There are 10 different possible ways. Okay. Second one. From a group of 7 boys and 6 girls, 3 boys and 4 girls are to be selected. In how many ways can this be done? Understand this. Here again 3 boys means we don't know the sequence of those boys. Who will be first, who will be second, we don't know. So in this case, what happens? 3 boys and 4 girls are to be selected. And remember, probability rule is, if you have the word and means always remember it is multiply. And if you have or, then you will always have plus. Okay, plus. Right? So now, remember, we are doing 2 separate numericals over here. One is boys and second is girls. So how many boys are girls here? The formula is the same, NCR. Here, n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r. I'll write this common formula, okay? Now use n and r over here. For boys, what is the n over here? Total number of boys is what? N equals to 7. And total number of girls, n equals to 6. Similarly, r equals to 3. How many boys do I want? 3. And here r equals to 4 girls, 4. Right? So what is n factorial upon this? So it will be like this: 7 factorial upon 3 factorial into 7 minus 3. So I'll directly write it 4 now. Okay, 4 factorial. Similarly over here, 6 factorial upon r factorial, 4 factorial into 6 minus 4. So that is 2 factorial. So now get the answer. See here, you can directly cancel this now. Don't go on multiplying all these things. See here, 7 factorial means what? 7 into 5 into, no, 6 is there. No? 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 factorial. Right? The whole upon 3 factorial is what? 3 into 2 into 1 into, mark this as 4 factorial only. So this gets cancelled with 4 factorial. 3 to the 6 and this 6 gets cancelled. 7 5 is 35. So answer is 35 is for the boys. Now what about the girls? 6 factorial and this 6 and 4 get cancelled. So it becomes 6 into 5 now. Directly this much. 4 is getting cancelled and 2 into 1. 2 into 1. Right? 4 factorial got cancelled. Similarly to the earlier one. Okay. So it is what? 3 ones are and 2 ones are and 2 threes are. So it is 15. So girls can be selected in 15 ways, boys can be selected in 35 ways. But I want and. So and means multiply. So my answer will be total number of ways equals to 35 into 15. So what is the answer now? 15 into 35. Do it orally. 15 5 is 75. 7. 15 3s are 45 and 7. 52. Right? 525. So in 525 different ways, I can select 3 boys and 4 girls out of 7 boys and 6 girls. Got it, everyone? Clear? The type of cumulative frequency where the frequencies are added starting from the highest class to the lowest class is called as. Now understand one thing. Whenever I am having from highest to lowest. Okay, highest to lowest. Then there are two types basically. Always remember. Lowest to highest is called as what? Low to high. And that is called as what? Less than or greater than. See here, the options are only two. Relative, percentage, frequency, less than, cumulative, greater than. So these two are out. So it is less than cumulative or greater than cumulative. So whenever it is low to high, remember it is less than. LT, I'll write it. Huh? How to remember? If it is low I earlier, then L earlier. Okay. And if it is highest, from high to low, then it is known as greater than, GT. Okay. GT, you can write it this way. So high to low, whenever the high number is first and then I have the low number, then I am having this called as greater than cumulative frequency. So the question is, the type of cumulative frequency is where the frequencies are added starting from the highest class to the lowest class. It is known as GT, greater than. Will you remember it now? Suppose if I tell you low, less than means what? Low, starting from low. Greater than, starting from higher. Okay. The following is the table given gives less than type frequency distribution of the income per day. So this is the income per day given. Okay. You have to find what? You have to find the which income is the mode. You have to find the mode. So firstly understand what is the mode. Mode means what? Mode means the one which has highest. Okay, let me get it from you first. Which has highest. Mode means any number which is having highest frequency. Correct. Any number which is having highest frequency is known as a mode. Okay. So highest frequency is mode. Got it? Clear? Now let's say this. Income less than, it is given less than frequency. So starting from the highest number. See here, what did we say? Less than type means what? Oh, it is actually reverse. It should be gives the greater than. It should be greater than over here. Why? Because it is starting from higher to lower. What are we having? Firstly, we are having 1500, then we are having 1250 and so on. So from higher to lower we are having, so it will be greater than. Okay. Now we have to find the mode. So mode means what? Which is having the highest number of frequency. So who is having the highest number of frequency over here? Everyone. It is 100 obviously, right? So 1500 is the modal class over here. 1500. So which income is the mode? The income mode is 1500. This is the mode. Okay. Remember, mean, mode, median, very important terms in your statistics. Okay, we'll solve them one by one today. Right now we are solving mode only. Okay. Everyone subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. In this channel you will be getting the latest updates on JIB and CAIIB from IIBF, Indian Institute of Banking and Finance. They give various notifications, means regarding the time, regarding the change in dates, regarding change in some changes in are there. So immediately they are updated on Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. So that's why subscribe to it, number one. So, and second point which you get is very important here. One is updates and second is free YT series. Free YT series means the ones which you are watching right now. You are getting the similar YT series on all the subjects. All the subjects. Okay. So that's why subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. Okay. The data of some of the workers' salary are given as 2300, 2400, 2500, blah, 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 blah. You can read this. Okay. So all the numbers are given. If the desired number of class intervals is 10. Now look at this. The desired number of class intervals is 10 over here. So in that case, the class width is what? Now firstly, you need to understand what do you mean by class width. What is a class width? You need to understand that first. Okay. See here, whenever I write it like this, let's say 100 to 200, 200 to 300, right? 300 to 400. Okay. Now, and so on and so forth. Now, what do I mean by this? What is the difference between this? This is 100. The difference between the other one, 100. Difference between the third one, 100. So if you see, the difference between all the classes will be 100 only. And this number is known as class width. Class width. This is known as class width. Always remember this, okay? Class width means the difference between the upper level of that class versus minus the lower level, maxima minus minima, okay? Upper band minus lower band, you can call it anything. So how to find this? Now your question over here is how to find this number 100 over here. It may be 100, it may be anything. It's 100 is luckily we have got it. So how to find this? To find this, remember, we have to solve it this way. First, you have to find out the range. What is the range? What do you mean by range over here? Range means highest number minus the lowest number. Which is the highest number over here? Highest number. Check everyone. Which is the highest number? Yes. Highest number is 3000. Correct. So the highest number is 3000. Minus the lowest number. What is the lowest number over here? 2000, I think so. Yeah, 2000. So lowest number 2000. So range equals to highest number minus lowest number. So it becomes 1000. So now if this is 1000, then what is the class width? So class width equals to range divided by number of intervals. Number of intervals means what are the number of intervals required? 10. Right? So range upon 10. So it is what? 1000 upon 10. So it becomes 100. 1000 upon 10. So it becomes 100. So this is my class width. Okay? This is my class width. What does it mean? What does it mean that I am having the class width of 100? It means what? See this. What will I do? I'll start from 2000, lowest number. So I'll start from 2000 and start marking the classes. It will be 2000 to 2100. Then 2100 to 2200. And so on. Up to last one will be what? 2900. We can't go beyond the highest number to 3000. Okay. So how many will we be having? 10. So that is what is sent over here. I mentioned over here, class intervals is 10. So this is a 10 number, right? So remember, class width always means the constant number, the difference between the upper number versus the lower number, or maximum minus minimum of that class. Okay. The class interval where the upper and the lower limits are also in the class interval are called as, now this is typical question. Just now we saw this. See this. Where the upper and the lower are in the class means 2000 to 2100, 2100 to 2200. Now what do you mean by this? See this. It is like this. There are two ways of writing a class. Okay. First is, look at this. One is inclusive type. Inclusive. See here, I am directly giving the answer over here. Second one is exclusive. Okay. Now what is inclusive? Inclusive means if I write it like this, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, both are included over here. 5 is also included, means if I get some number 9, I'll be including it in this class. If I get the number 14, I'll be including in this class. If I get the number 10, I'll be including in this class. Okay, that is known as inclusive. Then what is exclusive? Exclusive means you just convert this 5 over here, change 0.5 on this side, 4.5 on the left side, and on the right side also 9.5. Take 0.5 on both the sides. Similarly over here, 9.5 to 14.5. Okay, and so on and so forth. You can go on. Okay, so here what does it mean? This 9.5 is not included in this first class. Suppose if I get the number 9.5, then I won't include it in this top class. I'll be including it in this lower class. It's always from the starting. So this is known as exclusive. Exclusive means what? Wherever this first number and the last number or either of these. See here, it's not compulsory that every time both have to be removed or ignored. Okay. So 4.5 either first or second or both. If they are ignored, it's called as exclusive. So the question over here is the class interval where the upper and the lower limits are also in the class interval. Also means this is the one we want. So it is called as exclusive, inclusive. Obviously, I have given the answer now. It is inclusive, isn't it? Okay. Everyone download Adda 24/7 app on your mobile. In this app, you will be getting the premium study material plus live classes, ebooks, tests, whatever we require for clearing JIB and CIB, we get it over here. So that's why download it right now and start studying. Okay. The following table gives the distribution of 100 families according to the expenditures. So distribution of 100 families as per the expenditure. Okay. Find the model class. Model. Now we want a model class. Okay. So 100 families. How do you know whether there are 100 families or not? Just add this. If you go on adding this, you will get this answer as 100. Okay. So this is always known as the frequency. Whenever this is known as frequency. Okay. So this frequency gives you in this class how many families are there. With how many times this with this class is getting repeated. That is basically the frequency. So find the model class. What is the model class? Model means what? Just now we saw that model was highest number. Highest number, which is the highest number? 27. So my model class becomes 20 to 30. This is my model class. Okay. There are also numericals to find this mode. This 27 can also be found out. Model class. That's why I'm saying join the paid class immediately. September 4th. The batch has just started. Okay. Join this class immediately. So this is known as a model class. Okay. Suppose if I tell you to find the median or mean of this. Okay. How will you find it out? That we'll discuss later, because there you have to find out the class mark, central number. Okay. And then find out. Okay. Next one. The runs scored by a batsman in 5 ODIs are 31, 97, 112, 63 and 12. The mean, median and mode is. So what do we want? We want the mean, median and mode of these 5 numbers. How do you find this? Mean, median and mode. Okay, let's find out one by one. Okay. Mean. Mean means what? Mean is equal to the average. Average is the simplest part. Add all these numbers. 31 plus 97 plus 112 plus 63 plus 12. The whole upon. What is that? Upon 5. Okay. So what is the answer now? Add all these numbers. Everyone give me the answer now. Add all these numbers and let's get the answer. Yeah. Let me see. Let's do it, everyone. Yeah. Let me minimize this. So it is 31 plus 97 plus 112 plus 63 plus 12. Okay, what is the answer of the total? It is 315. So 315 upon 5. So what is the answer? 5 6 and 3 So my mean becomes 63 over here. Okay. What is my median? Median always means, remember, suppose if I arrange these numbers in serial order. Serial means either it can be ascending, either it can be descending. So which is the lowest number? We'll arrange it ascending. 12. Then after that, which is the next highest number? 31. 31. After that, 31 you have, then 63. Right? After that, 97. After that, 112. So you arrange them in serial order, and once you arrange them in the serial order, the central number is the median. This number is the median. So here I am getting the median as 63. Okay. So this is my median. Remember this. Now if you'll have a doubt in this case. Suppose if there are 5 numbers, then it is simple. Suppose if there are 4 numbers, then suppose if this would have been the case. 12. Now let me make it simple, okay? 13, 14 and 15. Okay, these were the 4 numbers. Now if the numbers are even, then what? This central number, there is no central number. So in that case, what do? We find the average of the central numbers over here. Whichever are the two central numbers, we'll find the average of them. Okay, so here it is 13 plus 14 upon 2, so it becomes 13.5. Okay, when the numbers are even, we get this as even. Okay, so we get the median as the center of the mean of the central numbers. Okay, now mode. Mode means what? The number which occurs maximum number of times. So which number occurs maximum number of times? No one. All are occurring one time. All are one time. Okay. So if they are one time, so everyone will be the mode. So all are modes. Are modes. Okay. So every number is a mode in this case. If you get some numbers like this, 2, 3, 2, then 4. Now if I ask you the mode, then the mode will be over here 2, because maximum number of times is who? It is 2. So that's why the mode over here will be 2. Remember. Okay. Here, this type of mean, mode, median, you get it for 1 mark in exam. Okay. Now let me give you one more example over here. Okay. Now suppose if I ask you to find out the mean. Okay, mean. Let's find out only mean now of the numbers, like suppose if the number and the frequency. Frequency. Okay. Now if the number is, let's say 2, then frequency is 10. The number is 3, then the frequency is, let's say 12. Okay. Let's keep only 2 numbers. Now I'll ask you the mean of these numbers. What will be the mean of this? Number 2 is occurring 10 times. Number 3 is occurring 12 times. So how will you find out the mean? In that case, yeah. So class mark is very important. So what will we do? We'll multiply this 10 into 2. Okay. 10 into 2 plus 12 into 3. 12 into 3. Right. The whole upon the numbers. Okay. So the whole upon the numbers. What are the numbers? Okay. It is this 2 plus 3. Right. So that way we'll find it out. This if you are having the frequency as such. Okay, these are called as grouped numbers. Grouped. Okay. So this is how upon, see this 10 into 2 plus 12 into 3. You have done this. Upon next is what? 2 plus 3 number. What is the number? Means what is the total of this? You'll add this. Okay. So 5. So that will be the mean of this, whatever that it comes. Okay. So first point is, what is probability? Probability means chances, either a single chance or chance. Here it's chance oblique s, means chance or chances, okay, or possibility of happening an event. So that is probability. Suppose if I ask you tomorrow, somebody is jumping from the 10th floor of a building. Somebody is jumping from the 10th floor of a building. So is there any probability involved in this? Means what will be the probability of the death? Obviously 1, because it is sure to happen, isn't it? So similarly, somebody jumping from just ground floor on the road to the road, same thing. What is the probability of death? 0. So probability means chance of happening. Okay. So suppose if I, let's say, purchase some share, okay, stock market, some shares. So what is the probability of that going up? There is a probability. What is the probability of going down? There is again a probability, isn't it? Means it can happen or it may not happen. So that is the meaning of probability. Means chances or possibility of happening an event or not happening in the event. Here, when it's not given, it means what? Not happening the event also. For example, suppose we want to go plan for a picnic in the weekend. Suppose you plan for a picnic. What do we do? Before planning, what do we do? First, we check the weather forecast, see what is the chance that it will rain at that time. Accordingly, we may do the planning, isn't it? So not only weather forecast, this is just one example. You can also check for the hotel bookings. Suppose if you are going to stay somewhere, you'll also check for the railway or this airplane bookings, whatever you are planning for. So these are all the possibilities which you always check, isn't it? Similarly, not only for this is just one example for picnic. Okay, let's say you are planning to go to buy, let's say some equity. Okay, we are in ABM. Okay, let's consider in ABM only. Suppose if you are planning to clear this ABM exam, okay, for CAIIB. So what is the probability of clearing? First, what will you check? You'll first check the syllabus, right? Secondly, what will you check? You'll check in after syllabus, you'll check what are the details, mean where are the numericals, how many case studies are there. These all things you'll be checking. And then you'll decide your probability of clearing this subject, isn't it? So logic applies the same everywhere, whether you go for a picnic, whether you go for this clearing this subject, or whether you do anything in life, isn't it? So logic remains the same. You have to first check what all equipments do you have, what all will be the roadblocks which will come in your way, and then move on, and then check the probability of clearing. Probability gives a numerical measure of this chance or possibility, right? Numerical. See here, always remember, probability is between what? 0 to 1. Only 0 to 1. It can't be more than 1, it can't be less than 0. Simple. Okay? Suppose it says there are 60% chance that rain may occur in this weekend. So 60% means what? 0.6 is the probability of raining. So that's it. That's the numerical part. 60% probability. Nowadays, you can check this. Go to Google weather today. Today only. Just now go to Google weather. Okay, and just type your city name and weather or rain situation. You'll get all the on this probabilities of raining every hourly basis. Same thing happens. Okay, so that's the use of probability. To understand the concept of probability, first we have to understand the concept of factorial, permutation, and combinations. So what is factorial? First we need to know that. What is permutation? What is combination? Only then we can understand something, isn't it? We can go ahead in that case. So let's understand first factorial. What is factorial? It is equal to the product of all the positive integers which are less than or equal to the given positive number. Means what? Less than or equal to. Let me show you this. Let's take one example. 5 factorial. 5 factorial. What did we say? What is the definition? All positive integers which are less than or equal to. Look at this. Both the words. Less than or equal to. So 5 also. And what is given? Product. Multiplication. Okay. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay. 5 for the 20, 60, 120. So 5 factorial is 120. Right. Now give me the answer for 6 factorial. 6 factorial. What is the answer for 6 factorial? Everyone, give me the answer. 6 into 5 into same thing again. Okay. I'll just write this into 1. Right. So 120 into 6. So it is equal to 720. Now one thing which you'll note over here is 6 factorial can be written as this way also. I can write it this way also. 6 into 5 factorial. Isn't it? What's the difference? No difference. 5 factorial, I have taken it 1 into 5 into 4 up to 5. Then I have just multiplied with 6. So similarly 7 factorial. 6 factorial into 7. Okay. So this way also you can write a factorial. So one thing which we should note always is 0 factorial is always equal to 1. Okay. And 1 factorial also equals to 1. These are the two important factorials which you should always remember. So got the concept of factorial? Okay. Now on the CAIIB, give me the answer for, let's say, simple one. 4 factorial. Okay. Why CAIIB is required over here? Just give me the answer immediately. 4 factorial. I could have given you a difficult number. Okay. Try at your home. 12 factorial. Not, yeah, thus such big numbers don't come in exam. But this try it at your home. Give me the answer in the comment section. Okay. 4 factorial is what? 4 3 is 12 to the 24. Right? 24. That's the answer. Isn't it? Got it? Factorial. Next one. Before going ahead, see this. Subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. In this channel, you will get the latest updates on JIB and CAIB from IIBF. Whatever IIBF gives you, declares, gives the notification, immediately they are declared over here and explained. Not only declared, they are explained over here. Okay, number one. Number two, you get the free YouTube series. So, see this. Number one, what you get? Number one, you get updates. One is updates, latest updates from IIBF, and second is free YouTube series. What are you watching right now? YT series, okay? Free YT series. Right now you're watching this for ABM. Similarly, we have for BFM or ABFM, BRBL, all the 4-5 subjects, plus for JIB, everything. Whatever is free, grab it fast, isn't it? Click on this, subscribe to this, click on the bell icon, click on this this like button, share it with your friends. Here, sharing is caring. Whatever you can share it for, whatever you get free, kindly share it with others, isn't it? So that's why I go for it right now. Now let's come to permutations and combinations, because these were the two parts we wanted to discuss, factorial and P and C. Okay. So what is the permutation? Here, understand the difference between the two. It's very single one-liner difference. I'll show you with example. Suppose if I have what A and B, two numbers, or two persons A and B, two persons A and B. Okay. So if A sits to the left of B, with this position, okay, or I'll give you a second position. Second position will be like this. B sits over here and A sits over here. Means B sits to the left. Earlier A sat on the left. So what is the difference? See, the difference lies if you think of permutation. If you think of combination, no difference. Whether A sits over here or B sits over here, whatever that position is, in combination it doesn't make any difference. No difference. No difference. But in permutation it makes the difference. Permutation is very specific. Okay. So permutation is the arrangement of the objects in which order is a priority. Say this, order is a priority. Okay. The fundamental difference between permutation and combination is the order of the objects. Order is very important. In permutation, the order of the object is very important. A sitting to the left of B or B sitting to the left of A is the difference over here. And combination is the arrangement of objects in which order is irrelevant. Whether A be on this side or that side or anything, let it be. Nobody cares. So, before going to the examples, let me write this formula for this permutation and combination. See, what are the formula? Let me bring in one slide over here, because that is required for you for writing the formula. Okay, one sec. So, see this. Permutation formula is P. I'll just write it P now. Okay, P equals to n factorial upon n minus r factorial. This is the formula for permutation. Now, what is it for combination? Combination is similar to that, but slight difference, equals to n factorial upon, now look at this, it is r factorial into n minus r factorial. So what are you doing actually? Okay, you can write this as this way also, P upon permutation upon r factorial. Even that is the right answer. Combination equals to this, permutation is same, upon r factorial. So P upon r factorial, it's one and the same. Okay. So while remembering the formula, always remember only one formula. You remember only this combination formula, or you remember only permutation. Anyone is okay. But remember, what is n, what is r? N is always the total number of elements. N equals to total. And r is equal to what is required. Always remember this. N is total, r is required. Okay. Means suppose if I ask you, okay, why to go for this? We'll see the examples only. In examples, you will be able to note everything. Okay. Let's see the example. That becomes easier. In how many ways 3 pencils can be selected from 5 pencils? Now look at this. Here comes the question of permutation and combination. You have to think over here that 3 pencils means what? See here, these are 5 pencils. So I can arrange any 3 pencils, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Suppose these are the pencils. These are the 5 pencils. Okay. So out of them 3 are to be selected. So I can select these 3. I can select these 3. I can select any 3. 1, 2 and 3. I can select this way also. Anything. And also once I select these 3 pencils, I can put, suppose if I name them ABC, A, B, C, D and E. Okay. So I can put them in this way also. ABC as one combination, or BAC other combination, CAB. So that is irrelevant. Third one is also there. So that is irrelevant, right? In fact, there can be many, isn't it? So this combination is irrelevant. So here comes the question of whether this problem is of permutation or combination. How will you decide? So when we say ABC, BAC, CAB, ACB, whatever it is, that is irrelevant. So we are talking of what? We are talking of combination, C. So here you have to find the answer for C. So it is, what is the formula for that? N factorial upon, just now we wrote it, right? R factorial into N minus R factorial, right? So what was N? Total. What did I say about N? N is always the total. So 5. 5 factorial upon, what was R? R is required. What is required? 3. 3 factorial into 5 minus 3, right? 5 N minus R, 3 factorial. Okay, so 2 factorial. So it becomes what? 5 factorial upon 3 factorial into 2 factorial. So how can I solve this here? It's very, you can solve this definitely. 120 you can find this answer, but I would always suggest you, as I've given you a hint for writing the factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 factorial. This way you can write this 5 factorial, right? What was that factorial? Earlier numbers you go on writing it. So here 3 factorial gets cancelled. So what happens? You are saved from doing one calculation. This is gone, this is gone. So now it's easy. 5 for the 20 upon 2 factorial is what? 2 into 1. 2 factorial means what? This is what? 2 into 1. So 2 into 1 is 2. So the answer is what? 10. In 10 different ways, I can select 3 pencils out of the 5 pencils. Okay. So that is the meaning of the C, combination. Because the important part over here was the order was irrelevant. Which pencil was to be placed where, that was irrelevant. So that's why it was easy to solve this. Okay. Next one. From a group of 7 boys and 6 girls, 3 boys and 4 girls are to be selected. In how many ways can this be done? Now tell me again, whether this problem is of permutation or combination. Write in the comment section. Just write P or C. Whether it is P or C. Write it fast in the comment section. Is it P or is it C? Let me see. Yeah. What is it? Yes. It is C, combination. Why? Because how these girls and boys are situated, it's not mentioned. These 3 boys will be to the left, or these 4 girls will be to the left, or among these 3 boys, A will be to the left, B will be to the right, whatever, nothing mentioned. So it's after all a combination. So what is given here? Boys and girls, 2 things are there, and we have to select 3 boys and 4 girls to be selected. And whenever you have and in probability, always remember, and means always and equals to multiply. And if you have or, so or equals to always plus. If this would have been given that 3 boys or 4 girls, so then it would have been plus. But it's given that and. So 3 boys and 4 girls. So that is multiplication. So how to do this? See this. Firstly, solve boys separately and girls separately. Keep it very simple. I'll draw a line over here. Okay. Boys and girls. Okay. So what is given over here for boys? So how many boys are there total? N equals to 7. What is R required? What is the required number of boys? 3 boys are to be selected. Similarly for girls. How many girls are there? 6. N equals to 6, right? How many girls are required? 4. So R equals to 4. Now I know its combination. So I'll use the combination formula. So C equals to what? N factorial. So 7 factorial upon r factorial 3 factorial into 7 minus 4 factorial 7 minus 3 factorial, sorry, okay. So n minus r. Similarly over here 6 factorial upon 4 factorial into 6 minus 4 factorial, right? That's the answer. Now find it out everyone. Let me see the answer from your side. So solve it. 7 factorial upon 3 factorial into this is 4 factorial. So this 7 and 4 gets cancelled. So it is 7 into 5 into 6, sorry, 6 into 5, right? And 4 factorial will get cancelled. And this 3 factorial is what? 3 into 2 into 1. 4 factorial is gone. So only this much. 3 to the 6 and this 6 gone. 7 5 is 35. So the answer is 35 over here for boys. What about the girls? What is the answer? Give me the answer, guys. Everyone, give me the answer for girls. Yes. You can write it this way also, no? 6 factorial means what? 6 into 5 into 4 factorial, right? This is what is the required part. And upon 4 factorial gets cancelled. 4 factorial will cancel this later. 6 into 6 minus 4, 2 factorial. So this is 2 factorial. So if you solve this, what will you get? This gets cancelled with this. 2 factorial is 2 only. 2 3s are 5 3s are 15. So answer is 15. Getting this, everyone? Are you getting this? Let me see the answers in the comment section. Are you getting this 15? Yeah. Now what is required? What is required? How many ways this can be done? How many ways? Here, and is given. And means what did I say? Multiply. So I want boys and girls. And over here, and. So when I want and, it means it's multiply. So what will I do? So total number of ways equals to 35 into 15. Okay. So 15 into 35. This is what you have to find out. So what is the answer? 15 5s are 75. Okay. 7 5, 15 3s are 45 plus and 52. So 5 to 5 ways. In 525 ways, you can select 7 out of 7 boys and 6 girls. You can select 3 boys and 4 girls and arrange them. Okay. Suppose if I ask you one question now, let's see how many of you can solve this. I'll ask you or. Okay. The question over here is you have to select 3 boys or 4 girls. 3 boys or 4 girls. Now give me the answer. 3 boys or 4 girls. Now I'll ask you the question for or. So what is the answer? Wage equals to, let me see in the comment section. 3 boys or 4 girls. Yes, it is. Correct. Or means everyone. Yes. Let me see. Type fast. I'll wait over here. It is or. So it is 35 here. These numbers won't change. This 35 boys number will be the same. This NCR. Then similarly girls NCR will be the same. So what we have to do? We have only to plus this 35 plus 15, right? Because or. So it is 50. So in 50 ways I can select 3 boys or 4 girls. And when I say and 3 boys and 4 girls, it is 525 ways. So this is the answer for the required problem and this is the answer for suppose if or is asked in the exam. Event. First definition. What is an event actually? Event means what? Something happening. Something special happening. Or you can call it something happening. Similarly over here, banking event means what? A declaration of a banking moratorium or any suspension, waiver, deferral or repudiation of payments by banks with respect to indebtedness or deposits in the relevant jurisdiction. Now look at this event. What did I tell you about the marriage? It can be any event, right? Means some people are gathering, something is happening, so that you get an event over here, right? Similarly over here, what is happening? Declaration of bank moratorium. What do you mean by moratorium? Okay. Moratorium means everyone understands. Here, we'll explain each and every term over here. Moratorium. Moratorium means what we have. Where do we have moratorium? We have moratoriums in home loans, right? Generally, we have them in home loans. What is a moratorium? It is a period where I don't have to pay the EMIs. Now, there can be various things, various points to this. For example, if I consider home loan, what do? I don't pay the interest. I'll write it over here. See this. In home loan, what is the moratorium? I don't pay the interest. Don't pay EMI, right? I don't pay EMI. I pay only interest. Pay only interest, right? That is home loan moratorium. Is there any other moratorium? Yes, there is. Which one? Everyone, type in the comment section. Which one is the other moratorium? Yes. It is. Other one is example, education loan, right? In education loan also we have the moratorium. What is the educational loan moratoriums here? How does the education loan work actually? Education loan works like this. Suppose if I am having, let's say, how many years? 4 years of engineering generally. So if I am having 4 years of engineering or medical is a 5 years generally. So if I am having 4 years of engineering, so these 4 years plus 1 year for job searching, 1 year. So total 5 years, the bank doesn't ask from me. Here the bank has given me the loan. So up to 5 years, bank doesn't ask from me any principal or interest. If I want to pay, I can pay. Suppose if my father, mother or my parents are rich enough, they'll pay this interest within this. Okay. So EMI is not paid over here. Interest can be paid, or else bank even says that you don't pay anything up till the time of 5th year. Once you start the job, then you pay this interest, remaining interest also for this period. So year from year, what happens? Your principal amount, loan amount increases along with that interest. So that interest will also be calculated over here. From here, the person will have to pay EMIs, regular EMIs. So this is known as what? Moratorium. Moratorium means here I don't have to pay anything. Okay, that is moratorium. Where else do you find moratorium? Loans which are waived, right? We have many times. Farm loans are waived. Then what happens? Next is farm loans. Then certain business loans. Business loans are never waived as such. Only farm loans are waived in India mainly, right? So that is waiver. Waiver means that person doesn't have to pay anything. Deferral, repudiation of payments by banks with respect to indebtedness or deposits in the relevant jurisdiction. So with respect to indebtedness means somebody is having the loan but that person is not able to pay the loan. So that is known as either waiver or this suspension, right? So next, event means that imposition by any governmental authority of any moratorium on or any suspension, waiver, deferral, repudiation. So imposition by governmental authority. Generally the waiver comes from the government only during the election time mainly. Look at the state elections many a times. You get all these waivers during that time. Government authority of any moratorium or any suspension or any waiver, right? So this is known as an event. Okay. Event means something happening. Okay. Mutually exclusive. Exclusive means what? Things that are mutually exclusive are not able to occur simultaneously. What do you mean by this? Not able to occur simultaneously means at one time they will never occur. Which are the examples? Give me one example from your side. Which will not occur simultaneously. Give me one example. It is number 1. Suppose I toss a coin. Toss a coin. What does it do while going? I'll get either head or I'll get either tail. I won't get both, isn't it? Is it possible to get both in while tossing the coin? Can you get both over here? Never, right? We never get both over here. So that's why the coin tossing means it will give you either head or it will give you either tail. Never will it give you both, right? Sure. So that is one. What is the other one? Other one can be, anyone can give me other one? Other one can be? What is the other one? right? It can be, suppose, dice which we throw during our school days. We played that dice, right? Die, throwing a die, right? So that 1 to 6, so that is again a die, isn't it? So that is mutually exclusive events. Means what? Coin head or tail can never occur at one time. So that is exclusive. So in business also, in business I can either fail or I can succeed. It can't happen at once. Sure, somebody can say I can fail in the business earlier and then I can lead in the business at some time also. That can happen. But can it happen right now? I am failing also and I have succeeded also? Never. It's called as binary. It's either this or that. Okay. In business, this is typically concerning the undertaking of projects, allocating a budget or allocating a budget. Means what? Undertaking a project means what? Undertaking the project. Project means, suppose if I undertake a project, either it will succeed or it will fail. It will be never in between. Suppose if it gets delayed, then also it's a sort of failure only. I'm not able to do it on time. Okay, so undertaking a project is a type of, will give you mutually exclusive events. Either it will succeed or it will fail. Okay, if two things are mutually exclusive, it means the existence and occurrence of one does not necessarily mean the other cannot coexist. Cannot. What does it mean? It means that suppose if I fail in any business, it doesn't mean I can't succeed. It can coexist, it can exist, but not at the same time. It can come at some other time. That is known as exclusive. Okay. See here, always remember exclusive events are shown like this. This is one, and the second part is over. Either it can be over here, or this is also an exclusive event. Okay, these are not attached. But inclusive means they are common. They can coexist at one time. So this is not the case in exclusive events. Okay. Everyone subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel. In this channel, you will be getting the latest updates on JIB and CAIIB. Number two, you will be getting the free YouTube series on all the subjects of JIB and CAIIB. Okay, so subscribe to it, click on the bell icon, click on the like button. Okay. Random experiment or trial. What do you mean by random experiment? Okay, what is the word random called as? Random means what? Random is anything. Suppose if I go to any place which I don't know, then where am I going? I am going to a random place, isn't it? Suppose if I how does the mosquito move in the air? It moves in the random direction. Okay, it doesn't have any specific direction. So that is known as random. So what is random experiment? An operation or experiment conducted under the identical conditions and which has number of possible outcomes is called as a random experiment or trial. So an operation or experiment conducted under the identical conditions. Look at this, identical. This is important. Identical conditions means those conditions which are similar. Okay, these are called as identical. Two boys are identical. Two girls are identical. It means what? They are similar looking. Okay. So two countries are identical. It means what? Their culture is similar. Okay, that is known as identical. So similarly, when I say conducted under identical conditions, what does it mean? Under similar conditions and which has number of possible outcomes. Now it can be various outcomes which can come out. Okay, so that is known as random experiment or trial. Got it, everyone? Important part, remember identical conditions and number of possible outcomes. That is known as this random experiment or trial. So example, tossing a coin. Now you will say, how can this be related to identical conditions? It can be. I toss a coin once, so I can get either head or tail. Now second time when I toss, I am again doing it under the identical conditions only. Just now I tossed once, again I am tossing that coin. So now again I can have not only head, I can have tail also. So it's given which has number of possible outcomes. So under the same conditions, I have tossed the coin once. Again I have tossed the coin in the same condition twice. But here I am getting a different outcome. I am not getting the head. So that is known as a random trial or experiment. I've done it in the identical conditions. Same, I've tossed the coin once. Similarly, I've tossed the coin in the same condition, but I'm getting different result. Similarly, throwing a dice. Suppose if I throw a dice, what can happen? What can be the outcomes in the dice? I can either, what is the dice basically? This is the dice, right? Which we played Ludo in our childhood, right? Ludo. We had all those 6 faces, then 1 over here, then 2 over here, like this, right? 3 over here, and then all these 6 outcomes were there. So that is throwing a dice. So when I throw a die over here, I can either have 1 at the top, or 2 at the top, or 3 at the top. So how many outcomes are possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 outcomes are possible because there are 6 faces, right? Selecting a card from the pack of cards means what? Again, look at this. From a pack of cards, how many cards are there? There are 52 cards, okay? We don't consider the joker in considerations, right? So selecting a card means I can select any card. If I select any card, so it can be any one of those 52. So what am I doing? Under this, look at this. Identical conditions again. Identical conditions. So the same pack of cards is there. I'm selecting once. So again I'm selecting the second card. So doing the same experiment again with the similar conditions, but outcomes may be different. At that time I had got it some, let's say, ace of this heart. I might get a ace of queen, spade then, right? In the second time, anything is possible. So that's why under the same conditions, if I do something and the outcomes are different, that is known as random experiment. Now let's solve some numericals. The percentage of marks obtained by a student on a monthly test are given below. So these are the 5 tests. Now by a student, they are obtained by one student only. So this is one student who is giving these marks. Okay. So what are the tests? 5 tests are there. The percentage of marks are given over here: 69, 71, 73, 68 and 74. Based on the above table, find the probability of the student getting more than 70% of the marks in the test. So more than 70%, where can that student get? Now this is something different, isn't it? What is the answer? Answer it, everyone. How many of you can answer this? Let me see. Very simple. See here, the probability formula is always, what is the formula for probability? Let me draw a line over here. Otherwise it will hide behind my video, right? Probability formula is what? Probability equals to what? Success, whatever is the success criteria, right? Success upon sample space, right? Total sample space, or you can call it simple required upon total. It's that simple. Here we should always keep the formula in simple language. Okay. So now coming back, what is this? How many tests are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do I want? So total number of tests is what? 5. So I've got it over here. I'll mark this total. I'll write it. Total equals to 5. Right? This is 5. Now what is required or success? Required is, what is my requirement? Required is, I want more than 70% of marks, right? I want more than 70% of marks, right? So in that case, what happens? More than 70% of marks. In how many tests am I getting it? In first test, what am I getting it? 69. So this is less than 70. This is greater than 70. Greater than 70, right? Less than 70. Then greater than 70, right? So in how many am I getting greater than 73? 1, 2 and 3, right? And these 2 I am not getting, right? So now what is my required? Required is more than 70. So in 3 tests I am getting more than 70. So what is my probability? Probability equals to required upon total. What is required? 3 upon 5. Okay. Or success upon sample space. Sample space means what? I've covered it in my earlier lecture. In sample space, what happens? I take entire, whatever is the gamut, whatever is the total outcomes, I'll take that. So 3 upon 5 is what? 0.6. So this is my probability, isn't it? Always remember, your probability can never be less than 0. And your probability can never be greater than 1. It will be between this only, 0 and 1. It can be 0 also, it can be 1 also. But it can't be greater than 1, it can't be less than 0. Okay? In how many ways one king can be selected from a 52 cards? Oh, one king can be selected from 52 cards. Again, let's solve it. Probability means what? Probability. Give me the formula now. Everyone type fast. Let me keep it very simple. Required upon total, right? Okay. Now let's get it. What is the total? Total is what over here? Total. How many cards are there? 52. What is required? Required equals to one king, right? One king. But one king can be selected from how many kings? How many kings are there total? Total number of kings. Total number of kings are 4. So I can select any one of these 4. Is it given one king of this, one king of that, something? Nothing. So required equals to 4 over here, right? So when the required number is 4, so my probability will be what? Probability equals to required is 4 upon 52. Now give me the answer. That becomes 1 upon 13. Now solve this, everyone. Everyone solve this. Let me see who all can solve right now immediately. See here, your exams are near. Okay? You can't take the things lightly. Okay? Yeah. What is the answer? 1 upon 13, right? So it is 1 upon 13. 0.07, right? So it is 0.07. 0.07 and 2 something. Okay, 0.7. That much is enough. So the probability of getting one king from a pack of 52 cards is 0.07. Okay. Next one. In how many ways I'll get one ace king can be selected from 52 cards? Means one ace king to be selected from 52 cards. So again, probability equals to required upon total, right? Upon total. So what is required now? One ace king. And what is total? Total is 52 cards. So total is 52 over here. What is required now? One ace king. How many ace kings are there in the pack of 52? How many ace kings are there? Yeah. It's only one, right? How many types of cards are there? We know all these in our Hindi language or our Marathi language or our local language. But in English, how many types of cards are there? Spade. Spade. Then what? Heart. Right? Heart. Then what? Type fast. Spade. Heart. Then other one? Diamond. Correct. Diamond. 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 Spade. Heart. Diamond. Next one. Which is the other one? Fast, fast, fast. Yeah. Which is the other one? Yeah. Which are the types? So spade. This. Everyone. Fast, fast, fast. One more is club, right? Club. Everyone has got it. See here, what happens? We speak about these in our local language, but we don't know about these English words. And these are asked in the exam many times. Okay. So let's come back to our problem. It is required upon total. So 1 upon 52. So that is the answer. That's it. 1 upon 52. What is the answer for 1 upon 52? 0.019. Okay. So 0.019. This is my required probability. One ace king can be selected from 52 cards. In how many ways can I select one joker card from a pack of 52 cards? Again, Simple one. So probability equals to required upon total, right? How many cards are there? Total. How many cards are there? 52. So 52. Okay. How many jokers are there in that 52 cards? How many jokers are there? There are zero jokers. Joker is outside this pack of 52. So the probability is 0. Let's start with the numerical first, and then I'll complete the theory. First is the important numerical. The CCI stadium is considering expanding its seating capacity and needs to know both the average number of people who attended the events there and the variability in this number. Means what? There is a stadium, some location. You can call it stadium, you can call it any hall also, anything. Anywhere where the people get collected for some time. Okay. So this stadium is considering it's expanding its seating capacity. Expanding, it has to expand the seating capacity. Needs to know the average number of people who attend events there and variability in this number. Means the people who attend the events various times. Means there are various functions or various sports events. At that time, how many people attend and a variability in this number. 9 randomly selected. Now let's make it 9. Let's make it 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 randomly selected sporting events. Okay. So these are the number of people who have attended at 5 randomly selected sporting events. Okay. Now these are in thousand. So it means 8 means 8,000. 14 means 14,000 and so on. Okay. Find a point estimate of the mean and variance of the population from which the sample was drawn. So we have to find out two things. One is variance, second is mean. Okay. Now I'll give you the third thing also. We'll also find out the standard deviation. Standard deviation. This is also something which we need to find it out. Okay. So how to find this out? Here, let's solve this. Numericals are always the easiest one in ABM or even BFM. Okay, if you understand. If you don't understand, then the numericals become difficult. But if you understand, these questions can come for around 3 to 4 marks. And these are simply in your pocket. Okay. So that's why do attend the numericals and never ever leave the numericals. Because those are the easiest one. Solving one theory will require around thinking over it. Will require per mark, you may require around 2 minutes. But for numerical, if you understand, it will require hardly 10 seconds. Okay, such is a huge difference. So look at the variability. It is 8. Means what do you mean by this? At one event there were 8,000 people. In the second event there were 14,000 people. In the third event there were 21,000 people. Fourth event 7,000 people. And fifth event 12,000 people. So there is a huge variance or huge variability. People are shifting 8, 14, 21 and immediately 7. So it has come down, isn't it? So this is known as the variability and we have to find out the mean and variance of this. So let's solve the numerical. Say this. What is given? 8, 14, 21, 7 and 12. What we'll do is we'll mark them in a vertical fashion. Okay. X. I'll just write this as X. Okay. So X. Are you able to see this? One sec. Let me see. You're not able to see this. Let me mark it over here. Isn't it? We'll start from here because otherwise we'll face a problem in viewing this. Isn't it? Okay. So let's start with over here from X. X. Okay. So we'll first write all the 5 X's. Okay. What are the 5 X's? 8, 14, 21, 7, 12. 8, 14, 21, sorry, 21, let me clarify this, 21, then what was it, 7 and 12, 7 and 12, okay, 7 and 12, okay. Now what are we to do? First, there are basically 3 questions to be answered. One is mean. How to find out the mean? Mean is very simple. Just add this and divide it. So 8 plus 14 plus 21 plus 7 plus 12. What is the total of this? Everyone? What is the total? Everyone do it. Yeah. Even I'll do it. Okay. Let's do it side by side. So, what is the answer for this? 8 plus 14 plus 21 plus 7 plus 12. So the total comes out to be 62. Okay, so that is 62 over here. Let me write it. It is 62. Now immediately find the mean also. 62 divided by 5, isn't it? How many elements are there? 5. So 62 upon 5. Okay, so 5 12s are 12.4. So this is my mean. Mean. Okay, mean. So first question we have answered. Find the mean. So this is my mean. Now the second question is variance. That is a bit difficult. Variance is not easy. What is mean basically? Mean means average. If I take the average of all this, that will be this, whatever that answer we have got it. Okay, this answer 12.4. Okay. Now variance is not that easy. How to find out the variance? Firstly, what you do, you have to square these elements. Okay. So you have to square this. So what is the square of these elements? Let's look at it. So I'll write this mean over here, because then we'll be able to solve this better. Mean. Are you able to see this properly? Mean. Let me see. You're able to see this, no? Yeah, mean. So this is mean. Now next step what we'll do is we'll do x square. X square. Okay. Square of everything. What is the square now? Square. Do it. Everyone do the square. It is x square means 8 square 64. 14 square 196. Oh, how many of you know the tables? 196, right? 21 square 441. I remember it. Everyone remembers this? 21 square. The squares up to 30 should be by heart in your mind. Squares, at least squares. And cubes up to 15. I would say even cubes up to 30. Okay? Cubes up to 30 and squares up to 30 should be by heart in your minds. Okay? I have seen one person from IIT in one of my close relations. I have seen that person. He can recite a tables. Means like we say 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 2 threes are that one. Similar tables, this person can recite up to 1000. Any table. You tell him the table of 667. He'll go on telling the table 667, 167, 667, 667, 2 and so on. You tell him the table of 814. He'll tell the table of 814. I mean that is basically, it's not a God gift. We always call it, oh, that's a God gift. It's nothing God gift. That's basically his perseverance, his tough job which he has done. He is from IIT IIM, so that's why obviously brains are different. Okay, but after all, it's perseverance. Chalo, coming back to our topic. So 7 square is 49. Then 12 square is 144. Do the total, everyone. Do the total of this. Okay. So total of this is, everyone do it fast. We bankers require calci for everything, but use the calci. I would always suggest don't apply your brains in your exam, because in your exam you are too much busy and sometimes our brain goes in the wrong direction. So always use the calci. Okay, in exam. Never try these tables, whatever I said, never try it in your exam. Don't do that. Okay, what you do is, in exam you follow a calci, but for your personal level I would suggest remember the squares up to 30 and cubes up to 30. So what is the total of this now? Everyone, what is the total? What are you getting? Let me see. What is the total you guys are getting? Let me see. How many of you have got this total? Yes? Fast. How many of you have got this? Fast. Yep. Let me remove this till that time. So the answer is yes. What is the answer? 894. Correct? 894. Comment section, how many of you have written? Let me see. Correct. Now do the average. So 894 upon these 5. These are 5 elements. So 894 upon 5. Do it everyone. 894 upon 5 divided by 5. So what are you getting? Everyone, comment section. Yes, comment section. I want to see it in the comment section. It is 178.8. So 178, correct, 0.8. Okay. So this is my average here, or everything over here given is average. Both the things. Okay. This is also average. This is also average. This is the average for the x. This is the average for x square. Okay. Now, why did we find this out? And what is the purpose of this? So see here, what were we told to find out? Variance. So variance of x. Variance of x is equals to, now look at the formula. Summation x square upon n minus x bar square. This is the formula for variance. Now what is variance of x square? Summation x square upon n. What did we find out over here? This is x square. This is the total. So this is summation x square. Okay. And upon n means what? Divided this 894 by these 5 numbers. So what is this? So this answer which you have got, this is equal to summation x square upon n. Okay, so you'll say, sir, now this is got. What about this x bar square? What is x bar? X bar. What do we write as bar? Bar is always the average. So here also it means this is x bar. So now we have got x bar also. Now we have got summation x square upon n also. So now write the answer. So summation x square upon n is 178.8 minus what is x bar? 12.4 square. Now you do it fine. Everyone do it fast. Give me the answer for this. I'll write the answer over here because we need space over here. Okay. So what is the answer you are getting? Everyone. Fast, 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 fast. Yes, fast. Minus. What is the answer you are getting? Everyone. Direct final answer. Let me see. What is the final answer you are getting? Everyone, let me check. Yes. Simple, isn't it? Just do the square of 12.4. Okay, I'll give you the answer also over here. Okay, we have some space over here. So 178.8 minus what is that? 12.4 square. So 12.4 square is, yeah, 12.4 square. 153.76. 153.76. Okay. So what do we do now? Equals to just subtract this. What are you getting? Yes, everyone. 0.8. So I'm getting 25.04. Okay. 25.04. Okay. Let's make it round 25 because that will be easy. So what is this Vx? Vx equals to 25 I'm getting. Vx, I'll write it over here. So Vx equals to 25. So this is my variance. What is asked over here? See this. And the variance of the population from which the sample was drawn. Variance. So this is my variance. Okay. So my variance is 25. What does it mean? What do you mean by this variance word? Variance means whatever I am getting here. Suppose if this is my average line. This is my average line 12.5, 12.4. So this variance means whatever is the deviation, standard deviation from here, this element. How many elements are there? 5, right? So 12.4. So this variance of this, first let's say I am drawing it over here. 8, let's draw whichever is lesser, let's draw them below. Whichever is above, let's draw them above. So suppose if I start drawing this, so in this case, look at this. It will be, suppose if I start drawing over here, this will be 8 because it's below, lesser. Then 14, it will be somewhere over here. Then 21, somewhere over here, right? Then 7, lesser. over here. Then 12, so roughly over here only. Right? So this, whatever I am getting, this is known as deviation. Deviation. Okay. And then I find out the standard deviation from this. And from there I find out the variance. So now what did I tell you? In the start of the problem, I told you that I'll be giving you deviation also. So standard deviation formula is, it's always written as psi x. Or in a book they write it nowadays SD. Okay. So SD equals to square root of variance. So what is square root of variance? Square root of 25. Right. So it is square root of 25. So that is equal to 5. So standard deviation of psi x equals to 5. So this is my standard deviation. Okay. Now what do you mean by standard deviation? It means what? If I find the average of all these, if I go on finding the deviations, okay, and then I find a single representative of all these deviations, that will be called as standard deviation. It is a single representative of all these deviations. Net effect, you can call it. The net effect of this will be 5. Okay. And then what is variance? Variance is the square of all this. Suppose if I do the square of this difference, what was this? 7, right? 21. Na? 12.4 is over here. Then this was 21. So difference. So it will be something 9, 8.6. Similarly over here, 1.6 something, 14. This was 14. Na? 14 minus 12.4, right? So that difference I'll take it. 21 minus 12.4. This difference I'll take it. Similarly over here, 12.4 minus 8. This difference I'll take it, and then I'll add this and divide it. Then I'll get it as a standard deviation. Add all these and then divide it by the number of elements. That I'll get it as a standard deviation. And when I do the squares of this, square of these differences, this difference square, this difference square, this difference square, this difference square, and this last difference square, and then add it, then divided by the number of elements, I'll get this as variance. So in exam, you don't do any all this headache. Keep it very simple. Use the formula and your answer is done. Don't use this difference, then square. This is just for explanation. We are not here to do a PhD on standard deviation, right? Or variance. We have to clear CAIIB exam. So this is the basic numerical. Variance was to be found out. We found out the variance 25. Standard deviation was to be found out. We found out the standard deviation 5. Mean was to be found out. We found out the mean. Okay. So now that's done. Numerical is over. This is the way you should solve the numerical. 5 marks, many times it comes. Okay. So now let's go to the theory part. Estimates. What is an estimate? Number that represents parameters of the population. See here, parameters of the population. Your target is always the population. In my earlier lecture, I had explained you the difference between sample and population. Always remember, statistic is used for sample, and parameter is used for parameter. Okay, parameter is used for population. Okay, always remember this, population. So what is my estimate? It represents the parameter of population. It focuses strictly on population. Point estimate, a single number that is used to estimate an unknown population parameter. Single number. Just now we found out what? Mean. Mean was what? Mean is a point estimate. We found out what? Variance. Variance is also a point estimate because it's a single number. We found out standard deviation. So that is also a single number. So that is also a point estimate. Whichever gives you a point estimate or single number, that is known as a point estimate. Okay. Everyone subscribe to Officers Adda 24/7 YouTube channel on your mobile. In this channel, you will be getting the number 1 latest updates on IIBF. Very important updates. Whatever updates are there on JIB and CIB, you get it over here. Explained. Okay. Next is you get the free YT series, free YouTube series. Right now, what are you watching? You're watching this Sankalpa series on ABM, free YouTube series. It's freely. Are you paying for this? No. So whatever is free, grab it fast. Subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon, click on this like button, share it with your friends. Isn't it? Sharing is caring. Okay. Interval estimate describes a range of values within which the population parameter is likely to lie. Range of values. Range. What do you mean by interval estimate? I'll give a simple example. Today the price of my, let's say, flat. Okay. Let's say, keep it very simple. We'll keep it in the simplest language. Flat. Suppose the flat or the house in which you guys are living, I am living. Okay. Let's say the flat's price is right now, let's say 60 lakhs. Okay. Keep it some simple, smaller figure. 60 lakhs. Now, after 1 year, what will be the cost of this flat? After 1 year. So, I can definitely say 60 lakhs means, can I say? No, after 1 year, it will be 66.6 lakhs. Can I say that? Have you seen anyone? When you give the rough predictions or estimations, do you say that 66.6 lakhs will be the cost of this flat? What do you say? It will be around in the range of 65 to 70 lakhs. Isn't it? So this is known as interval estimate. Range of values. This is known as minimum value. This is known as maximum value, within which the population parameter is likely to fall. So this 66.6 will lie in between this. Okay. So there in my earlier lecture, I've explained the good estimator qualities. Plus this, what is the interval estimate? Kindly follow that also. Confidence level. The probability associated with the interval estimate means what? What is the probability that my final price, whichever will be there after 1 year of this flat, will lie in this range only? Means, suppose if I tell that my flat's price is today 60 lakhs and after 1 year it will be between 65 to 70. And what happens? Actually, after 1 year, this price goes to 50 lakhs. There is some problem in that area, something happened and it goes to 50 lakhs. Where is my estimate? I had given the estimate of 65 to 70. What is the price? 50 lakhs. Or reverse case, I am saying 65 to 70 and the price goes to 85 lakhs. Something good happens in that area. So where is my estimate? So this is known as the probability associated. The final answer should lie between these. What is the probability associated that my final answer will lie in this range? Okay. This indicates how confident we are that the interval estimate will include the population parameter. Means this population parameter means this 66.66 mean. So this estimate should include 65 to 70 should include this 66.6. If it lies, actually it lies after 1 year, this figure. Actually it goes to 66.6. Then I won. It means my logic was correct. But if it goes to 85 lakhs, then my logic was wrong. If it goes to 50 lakhs, my logic was wrong. So this shows you the confidence level, how confident we are. Okay.